Jesus more.
So, my dear friends, we continue to hear about the apocalyptic literature of Luke's Gospel, the revelation of what is to happen, and at times, like I said yesterday, is very frightening. And Jesus talks today about the Gentiles taking control of Jerusalem and submitting it until the time of the Gentiles is over. And it just tells us about even what is happening in the world today with the way our morality has been hijacked by the powers of this world, that we don't really have a say again as a religion, be able to stand by what we believe in, not here in the Philippines, but in other countries where maybe people are not even permitted to practice their faith freely. You know of the situation happening in Nigeria now, where people are worshiping in church. Just yesterday when we had the fiesta, they had the fireworks during the Gloria. And at the moment, I just felt really like if this is in Nigeria, people would be running out of the church because this will be gunshots. This is what is happening now. This is the reality of what is happening, that even we are being trampled on, our faith being trampled on by people who have no morality, and they put in place a morality of their own. And again, these signs are there already. We're beginning to experience some of these things. But Jesus says that when all these things happen, we must make sure that we stand erect. Let us not be distracted by the happenings around us, that we forget about the God who is to appear. Okay? Let us not get distracted by all the things happening, because people, even he says today in the gospel, some people would die of fright. Okay? No, we don't have to be afraid. We just have to keep our eyes focused on Jesus. And this is well explained with the story that we find in the book of Daniel in the first reading today, of Daniel being thrown into the lion's den. In the book of Daniel, there are actually, if you read that book, it's very interesting because stories always come in pairs. Like the persecution of Daniel is being followed by, before that, there is a persecution of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego when they were thrown into the furnace of fire. And they stood with their faith. They did not forget what they stood for. They had their faith, they trusted in God, they believed that God will never leave them nor forsake them, and God delivered them. Today we find Daniel, who is going against the law of the land. Remember again, the law of the land says, you shall not worship any God except the king. And Daniel says, I'm not going to go by that. I'm going to worship the God that I know, the God who knows, who loves me, and who cares about my situation. And that leads him to being persecuted. Remember, Daniel does not lose focus. He does not say, I did not do that. He believed in that God, if he wants, is going to save him. And this is exactly what happens. Yesterday I was quoting from Isaiah chapter 43 from verse 1. I said that, do not be afraid, for I have redeemed you. I have called you by my name. You are mine. Even when you go through waters, you will not be drowned, because I will be with you. Even when you pass through fire, the flames shall not consume you, because you are precious in my eyes, and I love you. We must keep that in mind at all times, especially when we go through persecutions, not to forget or lose sight of God, because He's above every other thing. On Sunday we celebrated Him as the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. He's the King of the universe. He is still sitting on His throne. He is in charge of everything. Let's not get distracted by all the things happening, and then we lose sight of Jesus. Let us keep our eyes focused on Jesus at all times. Let us try as much as possible to do the right things, to go for confession, to receive Holy Communion, to attend Mass, read our scriptures, pray our rosary, and then the rest we leave to God. This is exactly what Daniel did. And he was not afraid of being thrown into the lion's den, because he knew God will accompany him. And God has the authority and the power to do whatever thing He wants. Therefore, my dear brothers and sisters, let us continue to ask God for the gift of faith, to trust in God even blindly, knowing that whatever thing we go through, He can be able to help us to overcome those things. And let us remember that He is always with us. In difficult times, in good times, when we are in deep waters, when we are in the flames, when we are in the lion's den, when we are being persecuted, He would always be with us.
Kiss us, mother, kiss your children. Bring God's blessings from above. With your mantle blue enfold us in your gentle holy love. See the darkness dissipating, hear the trumpet echoing, Satan's rage